I'm Tim Kalinowski. He's Michael Leboff. He's a darts guy. He's an everything guy, hockey guy. That's what I care more about. But we have the Bet365 U.S. Darts Masters this weekend. Michael, how do you bet darts? What's it like? Is it like tennis? Is it like baseball? Walk me through it.
It is just like tennis. That's what I always tell people. And I always tell people, you watch one darts game, you're going to start to figure out the rhythm, the rules, and you're going to be hooked. It's such a fun sport to watch, and it's a great sport to bet. Like tennis, a lot of momentum swings, similar markets. You can bet money lines, you can bet game spread, you can bet set spreads if it's set play. So there's a lot of stuff you can choose from. There's also like props like most 180s in a match. Will there be a 9-darter? So there's, it's just like anything else. You can kind of get into derivatives. We'll start with the easy stuff, which is like a money line. Me and you are playing darts. I'm better than you. I'll be a favorite, maybe minus 140. You'd be plus 120. Just like you'd be betting a baseball game, a hockey game, anything like that. It's pretty simple.
And then a spread as well?
So there's a couple different formats of darts, right? You can have a set like tennis, like where you can best of 5 sets, or you can have just games, right? Like, which would be like if you were playing me in tennis and we just played one set, right?
Right.
And those games could be first to 5 legs, first to 7 legs. So bookmakers like Bet365 will set a spread like minus 2.5 games, minus 2.5 sets. And you can play into any of those. Big favorites, of course, you'll be like, minus 3.5 games in a race to 7 legs, or minus 2.5 sets in a best of 5. So it's very similar to tennis in a weird way, because you watch a tennis match and then you watch a darts match. You're like, this doesn't make any sense. But the markets are similar.
Now, the toughest thing for me when I'm betting darts is I'm not a math guy, so I bet, I put it on, I'm like, what's this 501 thing? What's the strategy? How exactly does the scoring work?
It's as simple as it sounds. You start with 501 points and you have to get it exactly to 0. But there is one catch, right? You have to close out on a double. You know what a darts board looks like. That outer ring, the green and the red bits, those are the doubles. So you have to hit that little square to close out your score. If you have 40 points left, you have to hit double 20 to close out, right? So that's where the pressure comes from at the end of a match. Like, you'll see guys just in the madhouse missing those doubles. And as we spoke to a couple pros today, we're like, well, what should a new darts player practice? And he said, your doubles. Just practice your doubles.
How about, so when you're trying to double out, as they call it, and you keep hitting other parts of the board, do they just not count?
If you go over your score, like, you bust, right? So if you're on 40 and you hit the triple 60, you bust, you go back to 40 for your next track.
Gotcha. And can I bet overs?
You can bet overs for sure. You can bet, if you and I are playing, let's say we're pretty evenly matched players, and you think, oh, this is going to go neck and neck. Maybe someone wins 4 legs to 3, and the over-under is set at 6.5, so you can get into that kind of stuff. Gotcha. Or if you think I'm going to wipe you out, under. I
don't think so. Well, how about like the futures market? If we're going into a tournament, do they set lines like that, or are you able to get some good underdogs?
Yep.
I heard someone talking about a 500 to 1 a couple weeks ago. So is that something we can get in on?
Yeah. So Rob Cross, he won the World Championship on debut. In the months leading up to the tournament, he was as high as 500 to 1. He shortened a bit because he got into some pretty good form going into the tournament. He wasn't even qualified yet, and he told us a story about his friend betting him at 500 to 1 and then running away with the winnings to Australia. But it's the same as you would bet like a golf tournament, like a golf major, let's say. They'll have a market up for the World Championships all year long. And you think, oh man, this guy looks like he's heading in the right direction. Last year, it was a debutant named Josh Rock, his price, it seemed like anyone who was betting darts had bet Josh Rock early in the year, and his price slashed considerably. The bookies were going to take a pretty big bath had he won. He didn't, but it's similar to golf or tennis, where if you think someone's heading in the right direction, you want to get in early, place a bet at longer odds before the rest of the world kind of picks up and notices.
Gotcha. And is it like, do you bet it like your other sports where you love some underdogs?
Oh, yeah.
Is that the strategy for you?
Yeah, because it's 2 people playing a game of darts, right? Like,
that's what they all said. Hey, at the end of the day, 3 darts.
Yep. What if someone's having a bad day? Like when you're betting a big favorite, someone like Michael Van Gerwen's going to be a favorite in almost every match, and his margin for error is so thin when you're betting at those kind of prices. So what if he's like under the weather? What if he's just not in good rhythm? What if he traveled because he plays tournaments basically every week? Maybe he's a little fatigued. So I like to kind of read into that and try to find guys who maybe are in a tough spot and bet those underdogs. But in the longer formats, those dogs don't bark as much, but in early rounds of tournaments, they do.
Gotcha. Is there anything I'm missing, or am I ready to open the Bet365 app and start shopping around?
No, you're ready to go?
Let's do it.